Bonjour and welcome everyone to what is my favourite uh, review of the week, which is the latest comics. This is my happy place. Well, here is my happy place, to be fair. But the new comics that come out, the ones we haven't seen before, the ones we might be looking forward to, maybe a surprise first issue. You can't beat it, and it's a hobby I love, and you know I do. And I love every single one of you for following me, subscribing, watching, liking, commenting, whatever you're doing to help my channel and just keep in touch and talk about all the stuff we love. And I know I have a propensity for moaning, which is mostly dismal minus at the moment. But it does, when stuff is good, it's good. So I'd rather talk about, I started this channel to start talking up comics, rather than talking, moaning about things all the time. But if it's crap, it's crap. And anyway, let's get on with it. But thanks again, everyone. Thanks again. But this is the best bit for me. I have got 5 for the deep dive, and I think I've got 5. Actually, me rambling on about not moaning, I've got one here. Just permit me to have a little moan about it. I'm just gonna mention it in passing because this is about the good stuff. Let's start off with horror. I mean, this is an horrific selection. See what I did there? Detective comics. I think with Ram V on the writing, I really do enjoy his writing. And this Detective Comics book really has set itself apart from the mainstream Batman stuff. It is definitely more gothic. It is definitely what it says on the tin, more detective style storylines. But this is like a hangover from the Night Terrors. And with Dustin Nguyen's artwork, which I didn't think would work. I was introduced to his artwork. I know he did stuff previous to Little Monsters for Image. But that's when I first come across his artwork. I didn't think it would suit Batman, but it definitely suits this kind of like horrific or horror themed storyline. Another one that I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I thought it was going to be swapping him out for his daughter and all the rest of it. But no, it's a decent Blade. It's a decent Blade story, and Marvel really do need to do a bit more of that to up their game, which I don't think they are. Again, this has impressed me. A proper old school throwback. This just to Vampirella and vampires and kind of like part of her origin. I'm just enjoying it, and I'm not a big Vampirella fan. Unlike Paul, Comics and Fantasy in Hornchurch, Essex, where I get all these books from. So, Paul, I don't think we've spoken much about this, Paul. So, you'll have to remind me. You'll have to give me a nudge and talk about that because I know you are a fan from way back, which is cool. So, that's all the horror. Little Void Rivals. Now, I know there are a few detractors. Now, when you're as big as Robert Kirkman, Walking Dead, Invincible, etc., you are going to have people want to tear you down. But I think this is a solid sci-fi yarn, which I did issue 1. We're gonna go back to that. It's just how you do good comics. So it is, and doing good comics leads me on to my book of the week, which DC smash it out of the park with this. Now, I can only come at this from a long-time DC fan. I don't even go back to the first 52 and this, that and the other. I've just dipped in and out of the DC canon. So from my point of view, rebooting, like the new Dawn of DC, rebooting The Flash and Green Lantern and all the rest of it, for me, they've been spot on. Superman, another one. these kind of, what do you, for want of a better term, legacy characters. And I tell you what, that Simon Spurrier on the writing and Mike Diodato Jr. on the artwork, and I've praised his artwork before from one of the AWA titles. He's done a lot of AWA stuff actually. He's got a particular very modern photographic art style that just elevates this, in conjunction with Simon Spurrier's awesome story, which is pure superhero. He doesn't hang about. Gives us a little bit of backstory with his wife and a couple of kids, and they've got speed force powers and all the rest of it. Yeah, come on, we need that in an ongoing title. We do need that. It's got to be more soap opera than movie in an ongoing monthly comic. So that's my book of the week. Just a quick mention to a couple of these magazines. Now, I don't know if you guys get any of these, but this was a great, what I picked up this week, and this was a great tribute to George Perez. And I know the Wonder Woman, I reviewed Wonder Woman issue 1 last week. If you like reading behind the scenes stuff and anything else that your favourite artist might have done, they've got the top 10 George Perez comics here that he's drawn. I just really enjoyed it. And just quickly, another one. This was the month issue before, because I don't think it's monthly, it's bi-monthly, which had a really nice Tim Sale tribute in it, which I missed, but I picked it up this week in conjunction with that. So I won't show, I just thought they were just worthy. I mean, Daredevil being my favourite, one of my, in my top 5 characters of all time, if not the top, and still is, despite what Dismal Miners are doing to him, crucifying the character. But that's Dismal Miners. We kind of chop that bit off, don't we? As the actress said to the bishop. Let's move on to some also-rans. Ultimate Invasion continues to be a bit bonkers. This issue 4 ends with the beginning. It says the beginning, and I've got to admit, if it took 4 issues for you to set this up, my God! But I could look at Brian Hitch's artwork all day long. I'm just not so sure about the Jonathan Hickman writing. I'm just not sure. I don't know how many issues this is going to go. They've got to get on with it. Just at the moment, it's spread across the cosmos, and I don't know. Perhaps it's just me. This anthology continues to impress, and DC continue to impress me with the quality of the writers and the artwork. Obviously, with this anthology, you're not going to like every. That's the thing I love. I think I've mentioned this before. But every month, I'm kind of liking 3 out of 4, especially the Stormwatch story. And I know I've covered that before, so that's why it's in the also rans, because this is out. I do recommend that one, guys. This has been a lot of fun. This title, if you haven't picked it up and you see it in graphic novel form, little 5 issues, so it's only going to be a slim little graphic novel. This has been, if you are a Venom or Carnage or both fan, that has really been a lot of fun. Proper big tongue in cheek stuff. See what I did there? It's worth picking up. This is another book, because I like the kind of, but I said this about Fantastic Four, and that ended up just falling off a cliff. But if Al Ewing can get on with it, how he's linking the Norse mythology back into what Thor's raison d'etre is, if he can just get on with it now. We've had 2 issues of build up, which is fine. Artwork's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. All I would say is I've enjoyed 2 issues of this. Now get on with it. And right, my little moan of the week. Perhaps I should have a whinge of the week. There's only one more issue of this thing to go. And my God, has it been dull. I can't say Neil Gaiman's a bad writer, can I? I cannot. And you guys know I enjoyed the Sandman, and I liked his Eternals run with Marvel. There's a load, but my God, this has been boring. I don't care how big a writer you are. This was a misfire for Neil Gaiman, and I don't know. I'm not going to waste time trying to pin down. Sorry for the sun that's coming through the blinds now. I don't know why. I'm in England. You wouldn't think it, would you, in autumn? Anyway, that would really boring. There's one more book. That's book 5. I can't wait for book 6 just to tie it off. And it's only because I've been a fan of the character from not back to the 50s. I know I'm geekyOlhog, and usually I go there, don't I? But I'm not going there this week. With Miracle Man, nearly called him Marvel Man. Do you know why? Because it was in Warrior in the UK in the 80s, early mid 80s. The same monthly black and white anthology magazine that brought us V for Vendetta. Is when I really was introduced to the character, and Alan Moore obviously loved the character and loved the mythos and etc. etc. And I really did enjoy it, but this has been so boring. Neil Gaiman's obviously gone back, a bit like what Alan Moore did. But my God, I don't mind a bit of backstory and a bit of character development, but 36 pages a month. I don't expect a fight scene every 3 pages. I know it's not a Marvel book from the 70s, but my God, that's been boring. Boring. So he might as well do season 2 of Ahsoka. Anyway, if they can pay, if they've got enough dough for Neil Gaiman. So before the sun burns the retinas out of my eyes, I'm going to roll the scroll, and we'll do a deep dive on the first 5 bad boys. Got to say, not the greatest cover in the world. You can kind of make out Batman, but yeah, this one won't be covering the week. But inside, Simon Spurrier, sorry, wrong book. Ram V, who's been doing a really great run on Detective Comics, and like I say, I didn't know. I can't help feeling this might be Marmite for a few of you guys. You might be thinking this is absolutely hideous, but please bear with me, because the storylines that they go through with Detective Comics are more on the dark and gothic side. And this is Gotham Nocturne Act 2, Out of Hell Part 1. I mean, that's a mouthful and a half, as the actress said to the bishop. But when you get to stuff like this, you can see why Nguyen is, I think, a nice match for almost like an alternative Batman, if that makes sense. I just love that stuff. Like I say, I come across his artwork. This isn't the Batman we know, but a separate type, just to do something almost experimental in a way. I've really enjoyed it. Just this dark, creepy, gothic Batman. Look at the cape. I mean, McFarlane. Not even McFarlane can do anything like that with a cape. So I've got to say, really did enjoy it. He has got a cartoony style, I know, but nevertheless, I did really enjoy this. And it is, like I say, this is a kind of hangover, because obviously this is, I think that's Dick Grayson. Yeah, it is. It's Dick Grayson, and obviously they're here in a dream kind of alternative reality. So I did, and then back to this. Look at this, dark and moody. And if you follow me for any length of time, I love the dark and moody Batman. Love Love it. We don't really know what's going on. It's just the first issue. You know, it's just kind of feeding us in to the next storyline. Next up, Blade issue 3. I've got to say, guys, I didn't expect a lot from this. So maybe because my expectations were so low, I didn't expect a lot from this book. And, you know, it doesn't take a lot to then surpass those low expectations, you could argue. But I have been enjoying this. It's creepy enough. It's got, again, Blade is one of those characters that you do need to surround with an ensemble cast. And they're doing it. They do, you know, without giving too much away, because I do like, I don't know what else Brian Hill has done. The art isn't anything flashy. It's competent. I wouldn't say it's going to go down in my... but stuff like this is what we want from Blade. And the cool quips, the one-liners. So, like I say, surrounded, it looks like he's got a nice ensemble cast on the go. And they're not detracting from what makes Blade as a cool character. Goes back into mythology a bit with the old angels and stuff, you know. I know we kind of been there before, but nevertheless, I have enjoyed, and I've enjoyed the setup here as well. I mean, we all like a bullet train setup, don't we? So, yeah, you know, like, but then, you know, you've got a few pages, and then it's like this stuff. I mean, come on, you know, with the arrows, and it all kicks off again. So. Yeah, really enjoying it. This is well worth it. Not nice return to form for the character. Like I said, I don't know Brian Hill or the artist's track record. And a bit like with this old Vampirella book. Now, this is issue 2. I don't know if I've done a deep dive. I can't remember if I've done a deep dive of issue 1. I think I did. But I'm just going to have a quick flick through this, just to kind of show how nicely things can be done, like with regards to, you know, Christopher Priest isn't anyone who doesn't know his way around a storyline. Christian Rosado on the art and the colour, he's doing something different in a Vampirella book. I've got to say, well, it was unexpected for me, like, but not that I'm her biggest fan. But this is a glorious horror story. It's a glorious horror story. Back getting into details about vampire women lactating. Yes, anyway, we'll move on swiftly before I'm demonetised. Stuff like this. Look, this is what, and again, this is what you want from your horror comic, from your Vampirella. It's exactly what you want, and I think the art style does suit it. It is a kind of a more raw, rough and ready, for want of a better term, form of artwork, but I think it really does suit. Reminds me a bit of Alex Maleev when he was doing that Daredevil run, where it's a kind of scratchy, dark, you know, more black than anything else, than any other colour artwork, but it just suits the characters and the storylines we're doing. You know, everything is clear and concise. You can't fault the man on the art. So yeah, thoroughly enjoying this. All you got it, and you got it all in here as well. Look, again, what I like is that they're delivering a horror story on this and on Blade. They're giving you the storyline you expect. You know, that subverting your expectations that has become a very prominent clarion call for a certain sector of entertainment media. It isn't evident in these books. You know, they're delivering for the audience who are paying money. And like I said before, I don't know why Robert Kirkman's coming into not a great deal, but a little bit of flack. I mean, I'm still a lover of this artwork, Lorenzo De Felici. This is just a great sci-fi. each issue delivers, and I know there's not a lot I can show you here, guys, that is really dramatic, but the two characters that we've come to know and love for for 4 issues now, they're in this issue. We're getting into the wider, almost like the wider conspiracy of these two alien races that are literally trying to hide. This is a nice little tie into obviously the wider Transformers stuff that they're going to be doing. But what most intrigues me is the two alien races that you know. This is that's the female. This is the male. He's just been imprisoned, and why they must keep their faces covered. And in this issue, we get to realise the wider conspiracy, and it's good sci-fi for me. That's good sci-fi. Kirkman can deliver, and Lorenzo De Felici on the artwork is nice, clear, concise, and clear and concise. You see how good I am at these little segues now. I'm getting good, aren't I? I do make it up as I go along, honestly, guys. This is my book of the week. Simon Spurrier. I believe a British writer who started off, anyway, let's not go into his history because I'm bound to get it wrong. He's a very, very good writer. Mike Deodato Jr., like I say, he done a few AWA. Now he has a very distinct style. Now, the wider comic audience is either going to love or hate this stuff. For this issue 1 of Flash, this kind of suited the storyline. And we are right in it. Simon Spurrier just drops us right in with all of the characters. He gives us the bit of mystery, like what they see in the Speed Force. Little bit of mystery there, and then we're back to the main Flash. And again, like we go back to the classic panels. I don't know if people will start finding this a bit boring, because it can be a bit like bullet time with this way of doing panels. You just get numb. You just get numb to it instead of leaving it for impact, because there are certain using these. We got Gorilla Grodd here, and this is the main storyline. But nevertheless, this is great art. I don't care what anyone says. Mike Deodato Jr. Look at this for an intro splash. Now there's no advertising in any of these comics. They can just do this. But why not? And it suited it so well. When you turned the page and this was your credits sequence, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And the lettering as well. Let's just have a look who's on the lettering. Hassan Otsmane. It had to be, didn't it? It couldn't just be John Doe, could it? Hassan Otsmane Elhau. Anyway, if I've got your name wrong, I apologise, mate, but your lettering on this is superb. And there is a ton of story in this comic book. Here we are back in the Flash family now, with Wally West and his wife and all the rest of it. But there's a ton of storyline and getting everything in here. This kind of stuff is nice. If you're going to do this classic 9 grid, why you need these added on bits, I don't know why you'd have to cut that in half. I know it's an artistic design flourish, but it gets, like I say, you become numb to it. And it's good to see Chris Evans as the Flash. Yeah, proper. I think that's Chris Evans, didn't you? I still like his artwork. I know he's obviously basing his art, the way he constructs his artwork from photographic reference, but you can't photographically reference stuff like this. And Spurrier and Deodato Jr. really do introduce us into. They properly drop us right in, and you've got the bit of soap opera going on here with the kids, the wider family. We're going to need it. We are going to need it. Nicely done. Proper my book of the week, this. And it crammed it in. Absolutely crammed it in. Look at the action here. Look how well accomplished these scenes are with the in conjunction with the colouring as well. Yeah, absolutely superb. 100%. My book of the week. Great issue 1, Legacy 801. A bit like Wonder Woman last week. And you know, it's bringing a lifelong Marvel fan into the DC fold. So I don't know if I can say much more than that. Cover of the week. Now, obviously that is a great cover. But let's have a look what else was about. What else was about this week? Well, Ultimate Invasion. I mean, they cannot cram. You know what Brian Hitch is like. You can't cram. Does it have a wrap around? No. You can't cram many more Captain Americas and Giant Mans onto on Thor's onto a cover than that. I think that says a lot for a Batman book. I love the lipstick. You know, there's quite a subversive tone to that. Immortal Thor's cover, I've got to say, that's got a certain energy to it. Electrical. You know, mysterious villain, you know, gigantic over New York because we're on the Statue of Liberty. So I thought there was a lot going on there that was really interesting. And obviously it's Alex Ross, so he's going to deliver. And this guy, I've got to check it out. Bjorn Barends. This is the 5th cover out of 5 that I must say he has ticked all the boxes for me for designing a comic cover. And don't forget, this is just a little bit of fun at the end of my comic reviews. Just imagining if we only had pocket money for 1, maybe 2 comics on those spinner racks back in the day. You know, what would it be? What comic? God, because it's the cover, isn't it, first, and then you dive in. I mean, that's a pretty cool cover. For obvious reasons that I can't explain. So, yeah, there's quite a few cool covers. Mysterious, and yeah, and again, with Vampirella, that's probably a bit static. Batman, again, Batman and Joker, been done before and a bit static. Oh, see what I did there? Electricity, static. Oh no, I just realised that. Sorry, guys. Sorry. But I don't know. It's going to be between. I think it's got to be between these two. And for a Flash, even the logo, issue 1, racing into a new era. I'm just going to give this book of the week. I know it don't happen a lot, but book of the week and cover of the week. And as always, thank you one and all. If you make it through my comic book ramblings this far, I salute you and love you all. And please give me a comment. If you want to smash that like button, please do. But come on, give us a comment. Let me know what you're reading. Let me know if you agree with the comic cover of the week, even, and or should it have been Thor? Tell me. Say no, Hog, you're wrong. Anyway, until next week, I will bid you all adios.